Welcome to Channel Make, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel? Turn on the bell on the side so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, looks like there's a series of news keep coming, despite there's no actual policy being announced yet. However, I'm here and I have the obligation to actually get this updated to all the viewers. So if you wanted to know more about the migration insight information and news, this is the best channel that you should subscribe with. Now, today's news is all about the Treasurer, Dr. Jim Chalmers. Now, yesterday, Jim Chalmers had been with the Anthony Albanese and announced that job summit in September, coming up in September 1st and 2nd of September. Obviously, the aim is to save the economy. Now, today we have more information. Obviously, the media has jam-packed Dr. Jim Chalmers in regards to what is it coming up and what do you plan and why is it that migration is a key to actually solve the economy. Obviously, they want more industry leaders to come out from every corner of Australia to actually provide advice how as a nation could work together in this post-pandemic era to solve the problem. Obviously, there's inflation, there's war going on in Europe, and also the decoupling of the China, US, and Australia relationship. Very complicated, causing a lot of issues. If you're in Australia, you probably know about this. The cost of coffee has increased, and then also the cost of petrol, obviously. So how this will all be solved to address the shortage of the skills. Let's have a look. Okay, so now the first news I've referred to from the Financial Review. Now I don't have too much information on this one, but there's a series of news reporting. I'm gonna take you through that how every different media have different angle towards what the Treasurer, Dr. Jim Chalmers, actually says. So this article will obviously with the title Migrants, the fastest way to fill 500,000 job vacancy board. Who is the board? So skill migration employer share scheme, the key solving skill shortage, say company director. So that is the business. So the business is actually saying, look, the best way and the quickest way is through migrants. Well, pretty obvious. Now, how do you get the existing population to fill that 500,000 job? Because everybody got a job already. You don't want people to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. That's not gonna work. You need more people in Australia. How do you get more people? Well, the simple answer is opened up the gate of migration, and that is exactly what I had predicted 2 years ago when pandemic first hit. And obviously, every time the economy has worsened, the government of Australia only weapon that they have, and that's actually the advantage of Australia. They can actually open up immigration policy to solve this problem. You think about this, other nations probably cannot do that. What about UK, USA? They're populated already. They don't have the capacity to have more migrants to help this area. So Australia has that advantage, and it's time to use it. Now let's go on to the second news. This is from Yahoo News. Let's have a look. So migrant lift, not only job fix. Okay, obviously. Now, if it's not just the fix for the jobs, what else? The economy. I've been saying this many times in my channel. So, Treasurer Jim Chalmers says the increase in migration number is not only a solution to skill shortage as business and union prepare to come together, the government for the job skill summit. So that's it. What else? If it's not just solving the job issue, the job shortage issue, what else are they solving? Well, the economy, right? Thinking about the international education, the university, all the private institutions over the past 24 months, they dried up. All the people all the friends that I know working in international education in the marketing sector, they are not there anymore. because there was no demand because the border is shut down. What about the tourism industry, right? Over the past 24 months, think about how many of these businesses probably haven't even come out, but they already closed their business over the past 24 months. So the Treasurer has indicated there was opportunity idea raised in summit, and I think the idea obviously is coming into fruition that migration is the key, as I have put on the video yesterday, and today we are so firm about what is coming up. Okay, the next one is from the industry campaign. So PRIA wants migration reform. Now they are one of the key industry leaders. I believe they probably would be that the representative within that 100 reps. It's gonna attend the job summit in September. Wants migration reform for PR specialists in Australia with the backing of 15 PR and communication agencies. The initiative seeks to change Australian migration rule. Now, what would that be? So, Public Relations Institution of Australia has launched a migration task force advocating for migration reform, bridge the skill gaps. Obviously, that's for the coming up September. So, whether or not, now, just pause here a little bit. Now, it seems to be great, but it seems to be there will be a pause of the new criteria and policy to be announced by all the state and territory, also the federal government, by saying that they're supposing to have all these criteria to be announced by July 1st with the new financial year and the new quarter. But seems to be this is going to be a little bit of held up due to all this events building up towards September and October budget. But again, I am still in a hope that they will have more quarter to be released before this, because that's like another month or two away. We don't want to wait. Nobody want to wait. A lot of people have been waiting for 24 months, 36 months already. So no more waiting. That's another thing. But they need to solve the backlog, and they need to solve all the applications being waiting, and they need more quota to actually use on that one. So anyway, let's go back to the news articles have read. During the COVID-19 pandemic, and communication and public relations skill accelerated driven by increase of awareness of value and effective and blah blah blah, and it goes on. Obviously, the task force will not only help to tackle immediate skill crisis, but also play a critical role in bringing skill up professional who can actually be trained, monitor, and also this National Skill Commission Internet Vacancy Index demonstrated 82% increase of vacancy for PR professional. Whoa, I need more PR people, public relation. I haven't really actually done those ones. But anyway, this is again a very welcoming message coming from the industry. Now, last but not least, let's jump into the actual content that the Treasurer, Dr. Jim Chalmers, has been. This is being reported. A few hours ago by ABC News. So the title says, government eyes increase. Here we go. So my prediction was pretty right. Now, but what is the actual number? Don't know. Skill migration, but saying it won't be a simple fix to Australia's labour woes. That's pretty obvious, because once you increase the number, people don't just come straight away, right? They're families, and they need to get prepared. And thinking about the application delays, they need to get all that fixed as well. So that won't be a quick simple fix, but surely is way to fix the problem, because as I said in the past, I don't know how many months, to solve the backlog and also to increase the interest of migrant coming into Australia. Obviously, you need to increase the quota. If you don't increase the quota, if you don't increase the permanent migration intake annually, nothing can actually be solved. So again, with my logical predictions, this is certainly on its way of what I have predicted. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says proposal of temporary double skill migration places to 200,000 to address the critical labor shortage is reasonable. Now, we gotta be. There's a key here. It says double skill migration. Now, that does not include family migration, and also the refugee and all the other type of migration as well. So if we're gonna double it of this one, meaning that the annual intake is gonna be above 200,000, right? Now, I have no problem with this, and actually I'm very welcome with this message, and it is reasonable. Now, thinking about back in October 2021, the new Premier of New South Wales said that they need 2 million migrants. Well, here we go. If we can double this within the next 5 years, I think we'll easily reach that goal, and that is actually the real way to solve the problem. Okay, as the federal government planning the job summits and find common ground, private sector business group had lobbied a lift in migration intake. Now, business group have lobbied this, if you've followed my channel long enough, more than 12 months since the early 2021. There has been business group, and I have put this in my video as a report, keep coming out from different areas, and I've done those videos previously. Obviously, they need more people. So, Mr. Chalmers told the ABC and labor shortage were putting real handbrake on the economy. Obviously, they want more people to work in every single sector. But currently in Australia, although the unemployment rate is low, which also equalizes, there's no more people to actually find to go to work. The additional work is required. They need migrants to come. Okay, certainly I think that emerged with a period of COVID where the migrant tap was largely tuned off, and should be an opportunity to think about the best mix of migration program. Although Treasurer is not the immigration minister, but obviously budget matter, because if the budget is putting into migration, then the immigration minister could actually work with more criteria and policy to actually promote the migration. Now, thinking about this, the next 3, 5, possibly 10 years will be the best period for migrating to Australia. Now, the Australian Council of the Trade Union Secretary Sally McManus said that any reform migration must provide opportunity rather than take advantage of migrants. Now, very, very interestingly, the view of getting migrants has tuned and changed compared to the previous and the former government. Generally, the former government's view is always in the view saying that, well, migrants taking job and opportunity away from Australian citizens. Now, if you read this carefully, the view is totally changed. They are talking about how we can have a better share and fair opportunity for the migrants, not the local Australians anymore, because the Australian got all the jobs already. There's no more jobs can be given to anyone else because they are all occupied. Our immigration system should provide opportunity to workers who want to build a better life for themselves and family in this country. Okay, and the Australian Retailer Association, same thing. They need to increase the fuel energy costs and labor skill shortage from our smallest cafe to our largest multinational. So that is basically telling us that every single sector needs more people to come. There are nearly 500,000 job vacancies across the country, and that's exactly what's happening there. Recent OECD reports that Australian labour shortage was the second worst among the developed nations. Second worst. Wow. I wonder who's the first worst. Anyway, that's not what we're going to focus on about. But the whole media and news here today basically is looking at a goal of doubling the skilled migration quota to 200,000. Now, bear in mind, I'm not too sure if that they are saying that 200,000 to be the migration annual intake, or just for the skilled migrant sector. So if we're gonna plus the family, the other type or other visa types, that's gonna be more than 200,000. So that's exciting. Now, when are they gonna announce that? Or are they gonna announce that after September's summits, or are they gonna start implementing that sooner? Now, I have a feeling that they were actually implementing sooner than later. Why? Because they still need to solve the problem. There are still millions of applications get stuck in the system. They need to solve it, but they allow the media, allow the news to be out, so they get the population, they get the Australian, the general population to actually know and acknowledge and get the feel that there's going to be more migrants and come into Australia to actually help the economy. Anyway, should you have more question and query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. And I see you next video. Goodbye.